Thursday, feeling good here on the CBSN Minnesota Morning Update. We love to get your day started on the right foot, and we're glad you spent a little time with us here. I'm Jason DeRusha. We are streaming on CBSN Minnesota, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Here's the weather. I think Riley's just trolling us with what the forecast at 4 p.m. says. Stay cool, 90. Stay cool. It's going to be hot, sticky, humid. I took a bike ride yesterday while right in the thick of it. It was like 3:30 in the afternoon. I've been sort of slacking on the bike this year and was feeling like, all right, I got to get out there. But whew, it's no joke. It is hot out there, so be careful. Hey, you know what I say? Stay cool. It's like what a news anchor always says. When I got moved to the morning news here on CCO, it's been about 8 years ago, and I promised our reporters that I would not do the cliche news anchor thing where you have a reporter standing out in the snow, and I would say, oh, all right, you stay warm. Stay warm. So I don't say that. Okay, let's talk about this. COVID and the state fair. I'm just kidding. I've heard enough about it. You guys have I think everyone's weighed in. I think we know everyone feels how they feel on that. How about weddings? Summer, it's a time of weddings. I was at a wedding a couple weeks ago. I bet you've been to weddings if people have sort of been making up for the year that was lost. And weddings often are really tied up with traditions. USA Today with an interesting story about how brides and grooms are changing a lot of the gendered traditions at weddings. So what does that mean? The white dress, the tossing of the bouquet, the garter thing. Did you guys do the garter thing at your wedding? Did you do that, Ron? No. I did that. I think that's the only time my wife's ever wore a garter in her life was at the wedding. And you're like, what do I do with this thing? Actually, thinking back, like in total like trashy fashion, I feel like I had that hanging from my rearview mirror at one time. How, like, what? So thank you to the current generation for getting rid of stuff. So our question to you is this. It's about wedding traditions. Maybe it's the dress. Maybe it's the garter or the bouquet. Maybe it's the taking of the husband's name. Maybe it's the walking, the man or the dad walking the bride down the aisle. What should we ditch? What wedding traditions? Time for them to go. What are the things you want to hang on to? We'll share your thoughts if you leave them on the WCCO TV Facebook. I can't wait to see what you think. What we should keep, what we should dump. Looking forward to your comments, and we'll share them here in about 5 or 6 minutes. Let's update you on the state fair. Probably you've heard by now that the state fair has said, look, we know it's not ideal. Delta variant is going. But we feel like people are vaccinated and the event is largely outdoors, so the fair is on. No restrictions, even with the cases rising in Minnesota. No masking, no vaccine mandate, and no attendance limits. So those are the things people were looking for. None of them will be happening. So we'll see what that means, right? Reaction has been pouring in, mixed as you would imagine. One food vendor told us that the fear for them is if you had mask mandates or vaccine requirements, you would limit attendance. And, you know, they had no business last year, and they need it. The fair had no business last year. The fair is probably in some precarious financial situation. Pedicab driver said he needs big crowds to make money, felt the same. Others we spoke with said, you know, they really would have appreciated either a mask mandate or a vaccine requirement. And so here's some of what we heard.
It makes me uncomfortable. I really do wish that there were a mandate for masks.
If, you know, people don't want to come, they don't have to. Or if it's their choice to wear a mask while they're at the fair, and you know, just enjoy it while they're here.
Fair officials are encouraging people to kind of spread out their visits, so don't come on the weekend, they're even saying, in an effort to shrink the sizes of the crowds. So we'll see. Heather and I will be at the fair during the 9 a.m. hour during mid-morning. Crowds are lighter, And so we'll be out there at that time trying to celebrate all that makes the fair fun. So I'm looking forward to it. Today, big thing we'll be watching is what some of the top members of the Minnesota Republican Party do with Jennifer Carnahan. And do we even get to this vote that's going to happen today? Will Jennifer Carnahan take action herself? Her role as party chair has come under fire following a federal sex trafficking investigation of this guy, Tony Lazzaro. It has emerged that Lazzaro was a close friend of Carnahan, a top donor. And then we're also hearing this. 4 former party executives are saying that Carnahan created a hostile work environment, and she ruled by retaliation and intimidation. Carnahan has said that she thinks, all these people are coming out of the woodworks now because, they're like vultures who sense blood in the water. And so they're trying to take her down. She said this is a coup, and she has known nothing about what Lazzaro was up to. We'll be following that today. Carnahan said if the executive committee votes to remove her, she will resign. Brooklyn Park, what a race for mayor in that city. 1 vote. Oh, how many people in Brooklyn Park are like, oh, I forgot, or I didn't vote, or 1 vote is, that's how tight this race is. Initial results that the city clerk posted shows Lisa Jacobson, who's a city council member, with 3,415 votes. Hollis Winston, who's worked on a number of city different committees and stuff, he's the DFL endorsed candidate, 3,414. 1 vote. So Winston requested the recount, of course. Wouldn't you? Of course you're going to request for 1 vote. The previous mayor stepped down after he was elected to the Hennepin County Board. So we'll see if those... Do we think it'll change? I don't know. Like it's going to be something else in Brooklyn Park today. Summer is winding down. Kids getting ready to go back to school. What's going on with bus drivers? The Minneapolis Public School District is so low on bus drivers. It is offering to pay parents mileage to drive their kids themselves. District says they're 50 bus drivers short. This could mean delays this fall, some kids arriving late to class. If families drive their own kids, MPS says it will reimburse them for the mileage. How about that? The district says they're really trying to cut down on the number of students who use the bus system because of COVID, also making more room for those who frankly don't have another option. You can find the info on that at WCCO.com. And it's way more than Minneapolis facing a bus driver shortage. Cities including St. Paul, Robbinsdale, Burnsville, Lakeville, all are looking for more drivers. Jeff Connell, the executive director of the bus operation for Robbinsdale area schools, tells us about the need for more bus drivers there.
This is a critical time for us, and the need is really high. We are about 30% short of the number of drivers that we need, and we are looking at all efforts that we can to recruit, but right now is our biggest struggle.
So just to kind of put these numbers in perspective, Robbinsdale area schools are about 12,000 students, and they need more than 100 bus drivers. Big incentives out there if you're able to be a bus driver. $2,000 to $5,000 signing bonuses, full benefits. A lot of times bus companies are making these full-time jobs instead of like these split shift part-time jobs. $20 an hour at least for these positions. But it takes about a month to go through training, and the clock's ticking, right? School, first day of school is September 8th. So here we go. Hopefully they'll find. This was an issue before COVID, bus driver shortages, and we're seeing shortages all over the area right now. We had heard a little rumor about this earlier this week, but U.S. soccer legend Carli Lloyd is indeed going to play the final match of her career right here in the Twin Cities. Carli Lloyd, just a legend. She's 39, and she's announced earlier this week she's going to close out her career with 4 matches. And we looked at the calendar. We're like, I bet it's going to be here. And in fact, it is. October 26th, beautiful Allianz Field in St. Paul, U.S. taking on South Korea. Ticket pre-sales start on September 7th and open to the general public on September 15th. Disney rolling out a new service. If you want to plan out your time at the parks, there is a way you can kind of go in a faster line, but you'll have to pay for it. Disney calling it their Genie service. And so, you rub the lamp, you got the Genie, and then you can maybe not wait in line for 65 minutes to go on a little merry-go-round or whatever. This will be at Disney World and Disneyland. It's inside the Disney Park app. And so you can create an itinerary and kind of plan out your visit, check the wait times for rides, which is actually super helpful as someone who was at Disneyland not long ago. Disney Genie Plus will be the paid service that gives you access to the Lightning Lane. Remember the Fast Pass? Oh my gosh, my dad, when I was a kid, had like the Fast Pass strategy down pat. Used to be free. You'd go get like 2 Fast Pass a day. Now it's $15 per person per day. So think about that. A family of 4 per day, you're adding $60 on. At Disney World, it'll be $20 per day, $80 per day at Disneyland. But will people pay it? Yes, they will. If everyone pays for it, then what's the Lightning Line getting you? I don't know. So we'll see how that goes. Let's check in with your thoughts on wedding days. Oh, and I agree 100% on these 2 traditions. We did not, the smashing of cake, it's so dumb. It's dumb. It's a great picture, though. You get that shot. So many people only do the wedding cake for the picture. Am I a weirdo? I actually like wedding cake. I do. Everybody wants to get rid of cake, Chris? Is that what we're hearing? Yeah. They want to get rid of, I'm talking to our producer, Chris, who is the genius behind the CBSN Minnesota Morning Update. One day I want to get Chris a microphone so we can talk to him in the booth. But do they want to get rid of the smash cake or just the cake in general? Yeah, the smash cake. There's something that, I don't know. Bouquet toss, yes. It is sort of like, it's kind of embarrassing, right? Like, what if one of your friends like had an engagement break up or something? I don't know. I think it puts people in an awkward situation. And only so many times girl can dance to single lady. It's very funny. Thanks, Allison. Here's Melody. Get rid of the garter. Always seemed trashy. It's true. Boy, Melody, you're so right about Pinterest. My wife and I got married in 1998, so there is none of this stuff, right? But people's weddings are so cool now. Our wedding was great fun. We had a great time. But the stuff people do is really awesome with the help of Pinterest and these different websites giving you ideas. Thanks, Melody. Here's Pam. I like that. Both my parents walked her down the aisle. My nephew's wife had her brother instead of bridesmaids. She didn't want all the drama. I like that. What if your best friend is a different sex, right? So like you're getting married, you're the woman, the bride, and your best friend's a guy? You want him to stand with you. I always think that's weird. Like when I've stood on, like for my sister, I was a groomsman for her husband, which was great, a great honor, really nice to be asked, but kind of weird. Like I didn't know him that well. All right, how about one more? Jackie told her husband the fastest way to divorce is smash cake in my face. It is disrespectful. I agree with you guys. Good stuff, great comments. Lots of fun today. I appreciate your participation and your input. You guys give me a nice start to the day. Put me in a good mood after hearing your comments, so thanks for doing it. CBSN Minnesota, your only local streaming news source. We're here for you all day as news develops, and we'll be back here tomorrow.